highlighted by the judge prior to Melly's retrial in September. Melly might be sentenced to life in jail for the murder of Chaser, and despite Juvie's death, he is also facing life in prison for witness tampering.
Charges against Demons and 2 others who were allegedly involved. The charges include tampering with a witness, directing the activities of a criminal, solicitation or conspiracy to commit tampering, and unlawful use of a two-way communication device. Now, a couple of those charges actually carry a life in prison sentence if there's a conviction.
Prosecutors claim that Melly called and instructed individuals to pursue his ex-girlfriend, Maria, from his jail cell in order to persuade her not to testify against him. The truth is known, as even YNW Juvie's father acknowledged in an interview, exposing the code words Melly used while discussing his ex-girlfriend with members of the streets.
The crazy way that Melly was communicating. He wasn't allowed to use the phone, but he was passing notes to people, and then this person's calling this person, and then that person.
And like to me, they going through extreme measures, trying to cover up or convince people not to testify, like Mariah mom. They was using code words like Rihanna, and they said Rocket's baby mom.
Melly faces life in prison for the witness tampering charges alone if proven guilty, but we hear from her. Melly's mother, who claimed that Melly hasn't been permitted to use a phone or check his mail, which is against the law.
Has not been convicted of anything, and even other inmates that have been convicted or anything, they have the right to use a telephone. They have a right to be allowed to write letters to their loved ones, to receive their mail. They hold his mail, they don't give it to him.
But if Melly's used the phone in an attempt to witness tampering, that's why they haven't allowed him, meaning they likely have the evidence of him doing it and will show it during his trial in September. Due to this, Jamie King revealed she feels heartbroken and helpless for her son since he's not allowed any human contact in jail.
I saw Melly's statement just saying how he's been hurt, how he's scared for his life. As a mother, how did that make you feel?
It's heartbreaking. It made me feel completely helpless. Broward Sheriff's Office definitely needs to be investigated. I mean, they are making up their own rules. We've tried to go to court about this situation. The judge really doesn't have any jurisdiction when it comes to the jail, because we actually had a hearing about the mistreatment of him, and the jail they make their own rules. And I don't think that's fair, because I know that they need to answer to someone.
However, this caused Charleston White to react, but instead of being supportive of Melly and pleased that she isn't receiving preferential treatment.
YNWMelly. I'm so happy he in jail getting mistreated. Yeah, I'm so happy he in jail getting mistreated, homie. Homie, when you take a life, homie, you ain't got a right to complain about a motherfucking thing, about being mistreated. When you done chose to play, think somebody.
We witnessed the toll that Melly's case was having on his mother.
She real, bro. You know she real.
She's stressed out. I heard she had
Yeah, she real, and I reached my hand out to him, cause I'm real. Yeah, I reached out to him, bro. I met his mom, and she a good.
Interview 313/331. However, Melly's most recent hearing revealed how he's been feeling. He entered the courtroom without a haircut and seemed quite irate. But when the judge began discussing his release from custody, it was stated that his mood shifted. Melly has to decide carefully who he wants to represent him in court, because he has been incarcerated for more than 2,100 days, which startled everyone, including Melly.
Let me repeat myself. Mr. Demons has to make an informed decision about who he wants as lawyer. He's now been sitting in our jail for 2,159 days. So, how long would you like to be able to make that decision?
I can't determine when the investigation will be over. That's up to the Broward Sheriff's Office, but I can, as I said, I'm just asking for a week, and then I'm asking for at least a day or two.
You can decide by tomorrow. I've also reserved all of tomorrow.
The new judge, who was shocked that he has been in prison for so long without being found guilty, told the prosecutors to provide a compelling argument for Melly's incarceration or release him on bond because the most recent delay in Melly's case is that they are currently looking into one of her attorneys. Investigations are underway into Raven Liberty's alleged witness, tampering while the rapper waits for a retrial, but it's worrying that she might not be being investigated at all, which is just another tactic to postpone Melly's trial. When his lawyers tried to get Melly released on bond, they cited evidence from the first trial showing that Melly texted his ex-girlfriend and claimed that men were pursuing him at the time of the crime.
Saying the car up and was trying to shoot them. So I asked him if he was okay, where he was, and he's like, there's a car coming behind him, like hiding. He was like, there's some, there's some, I think they're still out here or something. So I'm like, are you okay? He's like, I'm okay. I said, well, where are Sack and Juvie? And he said, I don't know if they're in the car. I think that...
It gives the impression that competing street members were pursuing Melly, but additionally, no firearm was discovered for the crime, which helps Melly's case.
The first thing is I have a firearm, so I can't know which I'm going to use in order to replicate any of my tests. So I can't make tests for this determination because I don't know what was used.
Sadly, this is insufficient to secure Melly's freedom, and because the retrial is taking so long, the prosecutors have had time to continue their investigations, assembling even more pieces of the crime and introducing fresh evidence that wasn't present in the initial. The federal authorities discovered that Melly had a strong relationship with King Val before Melly's detention. This former member of O Block revealed a secret that Melly allegedly disclosed to King Von when he sought guidance from King Von regarding a matter involving his two buddies, Sack Chaser and Juvie.
Did Melly tell you that Melly told him that he was two friends?
He ain't come out and say, like, we got into an argument. And so, you know, if you know, when people can say something without saying it. And so he told me, like, once I posted what I posted, Von was mad at me, bro. Why you put that, bro? Walked up at him. I'm like, you sitting up here, like, you know the love we got. You do this for us, but you gonna trust that his two friends? And he said, them was trying to extort him. And so I'm like, if they was trying to extort him, then why are you still around?
Which shows the sack because YNW was their registered business. Chaser and Juvie were pursuing Melly for financial benefit. However, Melly and her band generated the majority of the firm's revenue through conducting company promotions, selling merchandise, and playing concerts. Because Chaser and Juvie wanted the group to be divided equally by 25%, Melly approached V for assistance on how to get them off his back. If you know how V handles street issues, you can imagine what kind of advice King Von would have given Melly. This gives Melly the ideal motivation because he wouldn't have to pay Sack Chaser and Juvie anymore. When you combine that with the phone evidence of Melly sending a text message admitting to the crime, it's quite alarming.
I asked him if he was okay, and his response was, I did that, and placed a smiley face emoji.
And the next message from 10/26/2018 at 16:02 from Eastern Standard Time. The YNWMelly account says what?
After that,
Additionally, Melly's phone contained a saved Facebook Live video that Melly's feelings are revealed just 6 hours after the incident.
Melly still turned regardless of what happened this early morning. He's still out here being very positive. Turned still. Hey! But no, still turned, regardless of what happened. You already know.
Since it appears that neither of them was saddened by the deaths of the two closest friends, they looked into the Jeep where the crime was committed in order to pile more evidence against them. Collapsed, and according to one analyst, it's conceivable that a drive-by occurred, implying that the perpetrator was in the back left seat.
Number, you said 17 outside the car. How many rounds were inside the car?
3.
And can you exclude Is it possible for there to have been two inside that car?
No.
Why not?
There was no time assignment, which is to determine if this is a driver. And my determination was that this is not a drive-by. And it's based upon this picture here, which is a very good picture to describe it. All of these rounds are done. One is done at a stationary position. At a stationary position when all but one of these rounds are going in. The one round that has some movement in it, which is round site L here, the actually moving in that.
At that point, the prosecutors brought Ju's mother to them, asking who entered the car's rear left seat. I stood up.
And are you related to one of the in this case?
Yes, I am.
How so?
I'm his mother.
And who is that?
Christopher Thomas.
Ms. Phillips, did you see who entered into the occupants who entered into that gray Jeep?
Yes.
Do you recognize where your son entered that gray Jeep?
Yes.
Which seat, if you can identify for the jury?
He got in the back seat on the right hand side.
Did you recognize the individual that got into the back seat on the left side, the rear driver's side?
Yes.
And who was that individual?
Janelle.
To further exacerbate Melly's case, the federal authorities raided Portland's residence and discovered documents that describe the jurors' appearances and locations. Perched in the courtroom, giving the impression that they were going to influence the jurors in addition to tampering with the witnesses.
Melly's co-defendant YNW Portland was booked into a Miami jail Monday night and is being held behind bars on an out-of-county warrant. We just confirmed the warrant is out of Broward County for witness tampering. The warrant obtained by Law and Crime Network states as follows. On or about April 10, 2023, continuing through and including July 22, 2023, Cortland Henry, aka Portland, along with others, did unlawfully and knowingly engage in misleading conduct toward another person with the intent to cause or induce them to withhold testimony. The warrant continues the alleged witness had been summoned by the legal process to the jury trial of Jamel Dimmons, aka YNWMelly. The dates in the warrant are important. Jury selection for Melly started in mid-April, and a judge declared a mistrial on July 22nd, the same day the warrant claims Portland allegedly tampered with a witness.
For real, this is sloppy. Portland, how the f*** you gonna have the notebook of the jurors in your house? Holy sh! Like, come the f*** on. It's like doing and having the surveillance tape in your DVD player or something like that. You know what I mean? Like, come on, bro. Like they raid your crib and the surveillance footage of the is in your DVD player. Like, oh, okay, thank you.
This led to boys saying how the feds are doing everything they can to keep him behind bars as they constantly find new things to bring against Melly, although Melly brought it on himself.
Now they're putting more charges on him, and then
when they want you, they want you. I knew they wanted him bad when they waited for that law to get passed. So it'd be 8-4.
Oh right, yeah.
When they waited all the way till that law got passed to take him to trial.
Yeah, he was in jail for 2 years, 3 years?
Yeah, they could have been took you to trial.
You're right.
They waited till that law got passed and took him to trial a couple months later. When they want you, man. Just don't see how he didn't get a bond after a mistrial.
Yeah.
That made me like, God damn.
Yeah.
Like, after a mistrial, that doesn't happen.